out an unoccupied chair and sat at the table. "Well, as this might be our entire summer, it would be a shame to waste the sunshine unpacking." She paused. "I brought the flowers in a jar so you wouldn't need to hunt round for something to put them in. Nothing is more irritating when people turn up for dinner with flowers that mean you have to abandon your guests, the dinner, and the drinks to find a vase. I no longer have a husband," she added, single-handed entertaining. "I'm a single parent, so ditto." It wasn't really a test, but Sian had discovered, in the 4 years since she'd had Rory, that people who were unlikely to become friends would flinch a bit when she said this. "Oh, I've been that too. The boy's father died when they were quite young. It's tough." Sian smiled at Fiona across the half-light of the gloomy hallway-cum-dining room. She had a feeling she'd made a new friend already. "I'll put the kettle on. What kind of tea would you like?" "I can't believe you're so organised as to have a choice already," Fiona replied, perched on the chair as if ready to leap up and help at a moment's notice. Sian smiled. "My mother stayed with me for a few days. I drink Builders. She drinks Earl Grey. Those are the choices, unless you want herbal tea. Builders is fine. I've got some biscuits. My mother brought a huge tin of them. I'll be back in a moment," Sian said as she disappeared off to the kitchen. "I do think Luella ought to take that wall down and make this room into a big kitchen diner," called Fiona. "Why don't you suggest it?" "Do you mean Mrs. Halpin? She's been very cooperative and said as long as I don't go mad, I can make changes. But I think she might consider taking down a supporting wall as going mad," Sian called back. She was no longer alone in the galley kitchen. Her guest, apparently not one to sit around and be waited on, had joined her. "Look at the damp on the floor!" exclaimed Fiona. "It's appalling. Mind you, it might only be the gutter that needs clearing. Would you like me to send someone round to look at it?" "Oh, if it's only the gutter, I can probably manage it myself," said Sian. "If I can't, I'd be grateful for the name of someone reliable." Sian liked to be as self-sufficient as possible, but she knew there would be things she couldn't deal with. Since she'd moved, her dad was no longer round the corner to do those things for her. "Well, just say, I've lived here so long. Since Noah and Mrs. Noah were courting, I know more or less everyone." "Oh, hello, Rory," she said as he appeared in the doorway. "Can you take the biscuits?" Sian handed her son the tin. "Why don't you take them out into the back garden?" She turned to Fiona. "There's a table and chairs there. I'll make the tea." "Good idea. Rory and I can go and get settled and have a chat. My name is Fiona," she said to the boy. "Wouldn't you rather be Mrs. Matcham?" asked Sian. "Oh, no," she said firmly. "Fiona is much better." She smiled, possibly to offset the firmness. "Would you mind taking the milk out?" asked Sian. "Oh, just put it in the mugs in here, why don't you? Then, when you and Rory come over to visit me, I can be my usual slutty self." Sian smiled and put tea bags in mugs. She could just imagine her mother's delighted reaction when she told her about Fiona. She would see her as a wise, older friend and a potential babysitter, not to mention someone who lived in a lovely house, and so might perhaps be a customer for her daughter as well. Richard would be pleased too. Although it was because of him that she had moved to this particular village, and he had taken her and Rory under his wing, he'd be glad that the neighbours were being friendly. Fiona Matcham and Rory were up the far end of the garden when Sian brought out the mugs of tea. Sian sat down on one of the chairs and sipped hers, watching them together. She was pleased that Rory had forgotten to be shy and was making friends. She had been a bit worried about taking him away from everything he knew in a busy city out into the country, although, as Richard had pointed out, it was in a village, not a remote location miles from anywhere. There was a school, a pub, a church, and 2 shops, one of which was also a post office. "Which makes it a heaving metropolis," Sian's father had said dryly. He was less sanguine than his wife about his daughter moving away with his only grandchild, although both her parents accepted she was moving for very good reasons. "Tea's up," she called, "and biscuits."